Ruby and Sapphire arc in Pokémon Adventures is and many other people's favorite arc of Pokémon Adventures. But because of multiple, let's just say, questionable decisions, the ending felt a bit underwhelming to many. Now, just to clarify, when I say ending, I mean the very last chapters, as the Hoenn Crisis in total was absolutely amazing. This video will have heavy spoilers for the Ruby and Sapphire arc of Pokémon Adventures, so watch at your own risk. In the Hoenn Crisis, 3 major characters die in the battle. Yeah, die. The Pokemon anime never had the balls to do that. Now, did it? Well, there was the one movie, but that's it. The 3 characters that die are Norman, Ruby's father, Steven, the champion of Hoenn, and Courtney, which doesn't sound that special, but it would make more sense if you read the manga. Obviously, this makes the main character, Ruby, pretty upset, which is reasonable. I mean, this is still a manga aimed towards kids, so they couldn't stay dead, right? Right? This may not seem important, but throughout all of the Ruby and Sapphire arc, whenever they show Ruby's team, he never has a 6th Pokemon. But it turns out, the 6th Pokemon was Celebi. Yeah, the mythical time Pokemon that the villain of Lost Ark spent over 6 volumes searching for. This is one of the main things that make people mad, as to many, it kind of seems like it came out of nowhere. But it was hinted at. You see, Ruby was originally from the Johto region, where Celebi is from, and in pretty much the first volume, Ruby uses a Pokemon we don't get to see to protect Sapphire from a wild Pokemon. And it's heavily hinted at that this was Celebi. Okay, so I can see why people may not like the whole secret 6th Pokemon thing, but it's not the worst. What does really suck is what he uses Celebi for. Now, as you may know, Celebi is the time Pokemon, so Ruby uses it to travel to a sort of different timeline or something. I don't really know, and he brings back everyone that died in the Hoenn Crisis. Now, this is pretty lame. It would have been so interesting to see Ruby cope with the death of his father and many other people in the Oras arc, but pretty much all of the consequences of the Hoenn Crisis are completely retconned. The character deaths aren't the only things that's reversed, though. You see, there was this big climactic moment in the final battle where Sapphire confesses her love to Ruby. This has been building up throughout the story, and it was a pretty interesting plot point. The only problem is, the manga, as previously mentioned, is targeted towards kids. And all kids want to see is, guy throws Pokemon at other Pokemon, big epic cool fight scene ensues. So the excuse they came up with was, Ruby forgot everything that happened in the Hoenn Crisis, and his memory got messed up because of time travel shenanigans. Though the author did hint that Ruby was just pretending he didn't remember. Overall, I did like the ending of the Ruby and Sapphire arc. It definitely could have been better, but I didn't hate it, and I think it is kind of overhated.